Stoic. Welcome back to our second video about the common classroom errors, this one about Unit 2. So in this unit you're writing a little bit about climate and geography, and here's a little bit about what we have. So this first thing, I don't know if I can really call it an error, especially because the question sets you up in English, but I'd say that the idea with class is we're always communicating all of our ideas in German, so it's going to be best to put your country name in German instead of English. And this can also help you out at the end, because sometimes I see students write out the country name in English every time, like Germany, 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 or Austria, Austria, instead of thinking about its name in German. So that can help you out. Then you have this chart to fill out, and sometimes I see mistakes in this area. So we have the geography area. Careful, remember German always has that hard G, or almost always has that hard G. Then we want to say two things about it. And the big thing to keep in mind here is to use plurals. So when we pick a country like Austria, it doesn't have mountain, it has mountains, valleys, lakes, forests. So we'd be using our plural terms there as well. And then you may be wondering about that a little bit. Remember, Germans don't draw all their numbers the same as we do, so their number one, they emphasize that upstroke a little bit more, and then this part is a little bit less emphasized. So that's what the German number one in handwriting will look like a lot. Just as a little refresher if you're confused by that. But then here we have the Klima section, the climate. So the tricky thing here is finding two things that fit. The first part is to have a temperate climate or polar climate or arid climate can be easy, but then you start thinking, what else can I put there? And that can vary a lot depending on the country. Maybe if it's a really tall country, like America, in Florida we have a very different climate than we do in Michigan. So you might make note of that. In the north it's this way, in the south it's this way. You might think about our weather terms. How can you maybe describe the climate a little bit? Or we could go into some other information, is it wet or dry? Different things like that. So really use all the different vocabulary and terms you've used to think your way through that question. Beyond that, that should keep you pointed in the right direction and help you keep on track.